Just check it out for yourself. Follow me.
What is up, guys? Happy Thursday. Just getting this week kind of wrapped up. I hope everybody is having a good week so far. I myself have been a little under the weather, but I've been definitely ready to get in here, and so we can have some fun and talk. I hope everybody's having a spectacular towards the end of the week. I know that Mob Fest is going on this weekend, so excuse me, like I said, I've been a little under the weather this week, so I apologize. But we have got a pretty awesome show lined up. And everybody knows, of course, this weekend is going on Mob Fest down in Louisiana with Beard Mob Louisiana. If you guys can make it, please definitely do. It looks like it's going to be a great time. Hey, Leslie. But tonight, we're going to start rolling into talking about some other things going on here in the month of March. And we are going to be talking, of course, as you guys have seen from the flyer, Nomad himself, Mr. Billy Breaker from the Sinners. I'm grateful to have him on. Scott, be safe, brother. Thank you so much. For the ones that are going out to Beard Mob for Mob Fest 6, Scott Turner's got a special made tumbler, Bearding Without Borders tumbler, that'll be going out there for the raffle table. Thank you, Scott, for getting that done. Jaegerbomb Designs, guys, if you have not seen his work, definitely should check it out. He's doing some great things. What's up, Mike? But before we get Billy on tonight, guys, and we will save our fun beard fact for when Billy comes in, I have another guest on with us tonight, Mr. Timothy Olcott out of Mad Viking, Florida. He wanted to come in and do a quick spot with us, talk about what they have going on down there, and see if we can kind of help them along. So let me go ahead and bring him in. Mr. Timothy Olcott, how are you, sir?
Hey, good. How about you, brother?
Oh, another day in paradise. Rocking that Scully cap. I appreciate that. So, for
one of the many
for the ones that
have ordered.
Got to catch up with me. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah.
So, but it looks good on you. It looks good from what I can see. So, but for the ones that don't know, Mr. Timothy Olcott is the vice president for Mad Viking Florida chapter. And they have been doing some pretty fun stuff over the last several months. You guys just had a cornhole tournament. What was that? Back in September, yeah. So they've been getting some things done, but they have some other things that are coming up for 2023 that looks like it's going to be a great time. But let's go ahead and talk about one of the biggest events you guys got going on. You're going to Viking Weekend. Is that right?
Vikings Invasion.
There we go. So what's that? Is that at a Renaissance fair or
Renaissance Fair down at Dade City, Florida?
Okay.
And this would be the first time I've actually gone to something like that. But they're also holding a beard competition there too.
Oh, really? Who's putting on the beard competition? Is it the actual Renaissance fair? Is it another beard club or?
I have no clue. They haven't posted anything about that yet.
Okay. Well, either way, that's going to be a great time for you guys. Just to kind of get into it, what is it with you guys in Florida? Because like you call yourselves the Merry Band of Misfits half the time. I heard that a lot when we were down there for North Florida Facial Hair Society's competition. We drove over and hung out at the meeting with you guys. And I heard you make that mention a handful of times. And while I will agree, as I've known most of you now for a couple of years, that you guys are definitely a wild bunch. But mainly it just turns with his bikinis. So
yeah, it turns like that bikini. I don't know why.
If you guys have not looked, you should go over to Nick Mott. He is the secretary for Mad Viking Florida chapter. We call him Puns, and he has been having a lot of fun with Photoshop at Turn's expense. So if you guys get a chance, go check out Nick Mott's page and see some of the hilarity that keeps the gift that keeps on giving. So
yes, that's definitely a gift that keeps on giving.
yeah. So, but the biggest thing that you wanted to talk about tonight was you wanted to talk about the challenge coins that you guys have going on.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you, let you talk about the challenge coins and what you guys have going on, what the mission behind it is, and we'll go from there.
Basically, the challenge coins we have going on is, how do I really explain it? I know there's a whole etiquette that goes along with challenge coins, but all the proceeds go to St. Michael Soldiers,
Yep.
which is based out of Middleburg, Florida. They send care packages overseas to our active military personnel. They help out with the veterans that are stateside, the Gold Star members, the community. Basically, the ones that run it are wonderful people. There's an endless list of wonderful things that they do.
See, I wouldn't. I know that it was for a good cause, St. Michael Soldiers. I've done a little bit of looking into what they do, and they touch a lot of people in our armed services. And big
Yeah.
shout out to them, and big shout out to Mad Biking Florida for jumping on and working with them to help raise a little bit more money to help send out some product. The challenge coin thing, which we've talked about a handful of times, we actually challenge. I threw down my challenge coin while we were at the meeting in Florida. And if you look at the live feed, you can actually see me throw my challenge coin down at one point from Mad Viking, Maryland, Delaware. But it's an old military thing where if you have a challenge coin, if you put one down on the table, it challenges. And if the people that do not have the person that doesn't have a challenge coin or puts it down last has to buy a round of drinks. So the challenge coin thing it's one of my favorite ones. Yeah, there we go. He explains this better. Chris Parent. Challenge coins are a game that veterans and military play. If you're at a bar and someone slams a coin down and you don't have one, you have to buy drinks. If you have one, then they buy. So, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that, brother. So, but no, I really love what you guys are doing. Price, what's the price point on your challenge coins that you guys are putting out there right now?
It's, if you pick it up in person, it's $10. If it's being shipped, it's $15. And
Okay.
I think
That's actually not a bad deal.
I think we're like maybe 20 to 30 from sending off to production, and then maybe another roughly 20 after that for the full 100.
All right. So you guys are still a little ways off, and we need to go ahead and go ahead and we'll put that picture back up for you, Chris, so you can see it for the challenge coin. Let me get it loaded up here. There it is. Gotcha. So, thank you, Andrew. The Mad Viking Challenge coin for Florida, $10. $10 for the coin if you're picking it up in person, and then $15 for the shipping, which actually is a really good deal on shipping. And guys, they are still quite a bit away from meeting their production goal, so let's definitely do what we can to help them out. Timothy, if you don't mind, just go ahead and do a reshare on the post out on your public page, and I'll go ahead and I'll send it out to ours as well, and get it on the Bearding Without Borders page for you, so we can go ahead and get that plugged out. The email. What's the email to purchase one of these?
To purchase these through PayPal is mad.viking.fla@gmail.com.
So that's the email for it, guys. Just make sure you put in your info like always. I'm sure you want to send friends and family. So that is mad.viking.fla@gmail.com. I know that I've got two set up for order. Let's go ahead and make sure we can get them the rest of the way, guys. Because that's actually one of the. I love the Florida logo to begin with, the Mad Viking Florida logo, but it's definitely a badass looking coin as well. So, good job on that, guys. All right, man. I appreciate you getting the time on. I know that you work a lot, and I know that it's always kind of crazy for you. So, and I know that you don't always get to attend meetings, but just don't ever knock yourself for the work that you do. I know that you've kind of complained about it in your in our private conversations, but you do a lot of good work behind the scenes for the club. Thank you for everything you do as the vice president. And man, if you ever need someone to talk to, you know how to reach me. So
Always, brother.
hey, look at that. Go ahead and reach out with Chris Parent. Send you the info, and he'll bring you up on the Sitting on Sunday show as well. And that way they can help get that pushed out for you guys.
All right, thank you.
So just make sure you reach out with him, Timothy. Any final words before we go ahead and move on?
Keep on giving.
Keep on giving. Timothy, thank you so much, brother, for coming on tonight. Like I said, man, if you ever need anything, just reach out. You know, I got you. And keep rocking those Scully caps. Don't let the wife take them
Yes,
all.
sir.
So, all right, Timothy, have a great night, man. I'm going to kick you to the back. All right, guys. Thank you, Mr. Timothy Olcott from Mad Bike in Florida, for coming on tonight to talk about the challenge coins. Those are some really nice coins. If you guys want to see it one more time, just go ahead and put it back up on the screen. That is mad.viking.fla@gmail.com. Be $15 if you need them shipped. And that's actually a pretty good deal. And they, like I said, they've got a little ways to go. We're going to do what we can to help them get the rest of the way so they can get those into production. So, but all right, guys. So we're going to move on, and of course, our next guest for the night is he's a good friend. We've only got to see each other at competitions, like most of us, and I hope to get to know him a little bit better. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into our fun beard fact because it ties directly to what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, when I got into the beard and mustache community, I was more interested in the charity side. And of course, I have, like all of us, we want to do good for everybody in the community, and we want to help as many charities as possible. But one of the things I kept hearing about on the competition side was this group called Bearded Hero. Now, Bearded Hero, the Facebook page says that they were established right around 2015. So they've been in this game for a long time. And they have not just done beard and mustache competitions, but they've done all sorts of different things like bearded prom. I'm to name one event right off the top of my head. And they always benefit the community. They've been a very prominent part of our community for a long time now. And I have myself have not made it to a competition that they put on. And it looks, unfortunately, like I might not get to again because this March 25th is the last one. Bearded Hero Endgame. And honestly, everything I've seen about this, it looks like it's going to be an amazing comp. It's not too far from home in Indiana. But I wanted to get some more detail. So I reached out to our friend Nomad, also known as Billy Breaker from the Bearded Sinners. And he is going to come on and give us some details and kind of help us a little further along. So without further ado, Nomad himself.
Yo,
What's up, brother?
good to see you, my man. Appreciate
Yes,
you.
sir. Hey, anytime, man. How you doing today?
Before we get into upcoming festivities too much, just to kind of expand upon where you started there.
Yeah.
I'm the new kid on the block, first of all, with Bearded Hero. You're pretty accurate in that the idea itself started around 2015 or so. Jen and Brad Anderson were the founders. They started bearding themselves at that time. I believe Bearded Hero started around 2016 or so. This will be the 7th, I believe, in-person event. And yeah, I got a new location, dude. I'm going low tech tonight too. We're using my cell phone.
I'm guessing you're in the bedroom.
Yeah,
Because
ladies are getting set up for their thing, and
I
I'm
would say,
but anyways, the cool thing about Bearded Hero to me immediately was that it's not a club itself. Bearded Hero is an organization that is a board of people made up of clubs from the area. There's probably 4 or 5 different clubs represented at current time, roughly, just guessing. And it's always been that way. Originally, the board was 5 people. Recently, I appreciate you, Jen. Recently, I think this year was expanded into 7. So currently, the board is made up of Wags. Kristen Wagner is the president. She's from up around Cleveland, I believe. Don't quote me. Maybe Beard's the old Northwest. I'm not positive. Myself as VP, and I don't know how that happened other than Jen's faith. Jody Ruine is our secretary. Jordan Cook is our SAA enforcer, security, basically helps us keep order. Sean Harper does social media for us, and Jen and Brad run basically everything. Technically treasurer and admin stuff, but we wouldn't be here without them. There's also a 7th member or an 8th member, Neil, who's going through some stuff, relocation, whatnot. But all of us come from different clubs. So it's a pretty cool unification of the community. And it kind of embodies, what we're all here for, really, working together for the greater good. So Bearded Hero itself is a 501. Yeah, you're right on. We'll get to that, Kyle. And we may have some real fun stuff in store in that regard. But 100% nonprofit, as true as it comes. Nobody takes any money from any of this. You're right in saying that this is our last competition. We're shifting focus a little bit. You mentioned prom. That's something we hope to see continue. That was hosted, I think, by Steel City last year.
Yes.
Not positive. Thought so. Great time. I made it myself. We hope to see it continue. Bearded Hero is also the main sponsor for the Bearded Family Reunion this year. So we look to get into other events, outings, things like that to bring the community together, as well as to continue to support clubs themselves who are doing things like that.
Absolutely. Well,
We've
I do want to say,
go.
not to cut you off, I just want to say thank you once again for taking the time out. I know that your schedule is a little crazy because I know that you work late nights and overnights. So I appreciate you getting up a little early and catnapping through the day so you can come on tonight.
We appreciate you helping spread the word, man. This is, again, since it's the last one, it's a big one for all of us.
Yeah,
always are, but we really hope to go out with a bang. It's always a great time. Who's got a costume? I don't know. I'm working on a little something myself. I don't know if it'll be a superhero or not. Again, just trying to have some fun with the last one. I guess to that end, costumes are not at all uncommon. It's probably a more frequent occurrence than not. So, by all means, folks, if you're coming, take the opportunity to have some fun. Superheroes or not, doesn't really matter. The more spectacular, we'll say, you can make yourself, the better. And that's always been the case for Bearded Hero.
yeah. So, I kind of started digging back through when I asked you the other day if you wanted to come on tonight. I started digging back through to look at some of the other events, and I started thinking, I was like, I never have made it to a Bearded Hero event. And it's not because I didn't know who they were. I had heard the name since I joined the community. I had never, I didn't say, I mean, like, as you know, I didn't start traveling until this past year. So I stayed more focused on the local community side. And I'm, I'm super excited for you guys. I'm a little sad because it looks like I'm not going to be able to make it to end game. I'm not sure yet, but that's
You surprised
what
me.
it's looking like.
I don't count you out just yet.
I have a tendency to show up from time to time. So,
I can appreciate that.
But regardless, man, I love what you guys are doing. I love what you guys have been able to accomplish. Like I said, I am sad that this will be the last competition, but to know that you guys are still continuing with the work that you're doing and moving into other avenues and changing focus is phenomenal. I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. Bearded Prom is definitely something I am gonna have to check out. Me and Haley may have to make an appearance for the next one for sure. So
There's been some rumblings. We're kicking the tires. But, hopefully it'll come to fruition. We'll see. Hopefully you'll surprise us, man. If you can make Endgame happen, you won't regret it. That's for sure. Hopefully your audience will make it well. Some of the things that we're doing with Endgame are also goals for Bearded Hero as well. We've got a few different charities this year. We're splitting it 3 ways.
okay,
East Playhouse is one that is a regular benefactor. It's a great outreach for folks with Down syndrome. It's local right there in Fort Wayne. They have in the past had ambassadors come to the comp itself and hang with us. I want to say, and don't quote me, but I think one of them might even have been a best in show judge at one point.
okay,
But it's a pretty cool place that is open to visitors, I believe, with proper arrangements. As Jen was saying the other night, they serve salads and smoothies and stuff like that. They make mugs and whatnot, so you can go in and kind of socialize with the folks of the organization and that they work with. So they'll get a third of the evening's proceeds. A third of the proceeds will go to Forward Indiana, which is an organization that stocks local food cupboards, like the actual cupboards themselves. The take what you need, leave what you can kind of places. Not so much the ones where you go in and actually have to deal with people. They work with folks directly, and that is a project that Bearded Hero is going to kind of help pursue a little bit down the road as we develop, establishing stuff like that in other communities, amongst other things.
Well, if you guys ever need any help down here in Kentucky, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to jump on and help kind of go that direction too. So, because that sounds like an awesome program.
And then the last third of the funds will stay with Bearded Hero as an org, so we can do stuff like this and continue to sponsor our fellow clubs and stuff like that. Anything we can to support the community. As I mentioned earlier, we're a 501, and there you go. Jen's got some details for you. We're one of the admirable 501s too. Nobody collects any money here. It's all about spreading the love however we can. Bearded Hero itself also does some other stuff. Jen's got some projects called Just Because bags that she gives out heavily around Christmas, but all the time to folks who may not be appreciated as much as they should be. Just little feel good type thank yous to let people know that they're thought about. So the money's always going to go to a good place, man. And
that's awesome.
We hope to go as big as we can.
So what are you drinking on over there? I see the red Solo cup.
And I got to go to work in a couple hours. So for me, it's just Hawaiian Punch, man. I'm 100% sober this evening, saving my drinking for Bearded Hero probably.
Yeah, I broke out the Bullet Old Fashioned cocktail tonight.
Right on.
Don't do it. Go with something better.
So listen, I need to also thank while I got time and the opportunity.
Yeah, please.
It sounds kind of silly because I'm also a sinner, but the Bearded Sinners are the main sponsor for Bearded Hero. So shout out to all my men, women, brethren who agreed to support them.
I know I don't say it enough, but honestly, Bearded Sinners is one of the most active clubs that I've seen in the community, next to Beard Mob, and you guys are always out there doing good things, helping the community, especially in this area. So big thank you to that. Yeah, fainting. Not only is Bearded Hero in-game, that's not the only other event that weekend. It's also your birthday. So make sure that if you see Billy at in-game, make sure you sing happy birthday to him.
We're definitely. Well, I'm sure Jen won't let that go unnoticed. I want to say there's a few of them that weekend. We've always celebrated there when time comes, but yeah, be 41. So there will be some surprises in store. I also want to thank Amish, who is the secondary, junior, whatever you want to call it, sponsor. And to that end, folks who come to the event, there will be some little goodies in store for you from our sponsors, just to encourage you guys to take a few minutes to get to know them. Anybody that's there, stop and see them, talk to them, see what's going on. As Ray said, man, we try to not to divert or self-promote, but we try to spread the love as a club. And if we don't know you, we want to know you. You ain't
Absolutely.
wrong. You ain't wrong, Cram. We want to know what's going on, so we can help promote it, help support it, whatever the case may be. And as far as Honest Amish goes, man, you guys see their names everywhere too, so they're the same way.
Oh yeah.
Chance to catch up with them, you absolutely should. And there are tons
just about
that I don't have a list for. 13 categories this year, which isn't a bad count, but it's down from 22. Usually Bearded Heroes super huge. But each one of those categories was sponsored by a different club or organization, entity. And we're grateful for all that support from everybody. I do want to talk real quick about a couple unique categories that we have, if I can.
That was actually my next question.
If you haven't been, well, I just wanted to make sure people who may be coming for the first time are prepared. That's all. Personal favorite for me, we'll hit on first, Joe Dirt or Joe Dirty, whatever you want to call it. That category is kind of like golf as far as beard comps go, if that makes any sense. Think of it as the backwards beard comp category. We are there to celebrate guys who can't grow huge, beautiful beards. It's about the heart that they're bringing to the table. It's for patchy beards. It's for baby face. The scores there probably aren't what you'd normally expect, because we're looking for the worst beard in that category, relatively speaking. We're there again to spread the love and to appreciate everybody who's contributing. So that's our way of involving everyone that we can. We also have a Speedo category, which is pretty unique. I mean, I know you guys have seen Speedos before. At comps, we take it a little bit further with Bearded Hero, and we use that to raise some money. It starts at the meet and greet Friday night, if the entrants are up for it, and it goes on through at least the start of the comp, maybe even partway through the comp. I can't say for sure. I've never participated, but we do what's called Stuff a Buck, and the fellows are running around in Speedos gathering dollar bills as best they can for the charities. And it's proven, not surprisingly, to be pretty effective. I want to say, I heard Jen say last night somebody did over $1,000.
Oh wow.
Just one individual. That's the personal record. They did 3,500 as a group, one event. So it'll run the whole comp until the last category, the entirety of the weekend. So that's something to be prepared for. If you're outgoing, it may be something to consider. We also have. Go ahead. You got a question?
Andrew had a question, and it's not regarding the Speedos, so just so I can make sure that's understood. What is the age limit for the comp?
So the comp itself is 21 and over. I'm almost positive. It's at an event center, which has a full service bar. The bar also has a menu. So if you folks get hungry, Chris is right, bring that Speedo wad. We're going to donations we can get. But the bar itself starts serving at 4:30, I think Jen said. And again, they've got a menu. I can't speak exactly to what's on it, but there will be some food there if you get hungry. The comp will, 21 and over. The comp will open at 4 doors. Registration and stuff will start then. We'll cut registration off at 5 and start the comp shortly thereafter, probably about 5:15, 5:20, I think.
So you guys actually have a registration going on now too.
Yeah, you can pre-register, and it doesn't even cost right now. You can just tell us you're coming, and we'll run registration right up until probably right about 5 o'clock, in an effort, hopefully, to include as many people as we can. You are allowed to compete in multiple categories if that's your thing. We have a category list posted. We have not posted the final order yet, as we've been kind of playing with it, figuring out how we can arrange it for folks who might want to compete a couple times or something along those lines. That'll be up shortly, though. We're going to have the lanyard cards printed, and that will be on the back. So we'll have the actual official order to share with everybody in the next week or two, probably.
So with that, since you're talking about categories, let's go ahead and jump into some judges. Have we gotten any major announcements for judges? I've been looking on the page. I didn't see a lot yet. So
we did something, and this was Jen's idea. And what's happening, Mr. Drummer? It was super cool, I got to say. We went with an entire panel of people who have not judged before, to the best of our knowledge. And we also did our best to choose people who may not be the big names you'd think of.
okay.
But to each person who nominated them, I can tell you these guys are top notch. First up, we got Alice Jones, the other lovely Mrs. Jones, Jim Jones's wife.
Yes, sir.
Give us know her, obviously, because we run in that circle all the time. And if you know her, absolutely. If you don't know her, you should know her. Second, we have Brian Karn. Brian's an OG beardo. He's been around longer than I have. He's with Beards of the Old Northwest, Cleveland, I believe. And I think he's been around since like 2013, 2014. I mean, he's been around a long time.
He's definitely an OG.
Our third judge, Abby Studer, I'm going to butcher this, probably Barger. She is also from the Cleveland area or up that way. She helps organize Beards in the Barnyard, which is a pretty cool little comp that Talking Beards and Scott and Aaron have been associated with for a few years. It's a real small one that's held at a festival of some sort, but I've been a few times as well.
I'll have to check that out.
Then we have our friend Cajun Meyer, who's coming from Texas, formerly with Beard Mob, now with the Pack. You can catch him on Wednesday nights doing a show. Cajun's a great dude. If you don't know Cajun, you should know Cajun. Take the time to get to meet him. You'll love him, I'm sure. And lastly, the surprise, I think, for even me, Brian Ray.
Okay. That's what's up.
This guy's a superhero, man. Brian is one of the coolest dudes. He's not affiliated with any club, nor has he ever been, to my knowledge. But he's one of the biggest community supporters I think I've ever met, personally. And I've met a lot of fucking people, man, doing this thing. So it was pretty exciting when Brian agreed. And he didn't even hesitate, surprisingly. Jen and I were prepared to negotiate quite extensively with Brian. And he jumped right at the chance, man. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. I did see his, and I was super excited when I saw that.
A lot of folks, Brian's a name a lot of folks know because Brian throws that support around, man. So I
he's
think
all over the place too, yeah.
To get to meet him. I don't know how he feels about that. So all those folks for probably stepping out of their comfort zone a little bit. It's a big deal. If you judge this weekend, right? It's a different side or a couple weeks ago, anyways.
That was last weekend, and I will honestly say it is a completely different world on the other side of that table.
It's fun, but it's different for sure.
I'll tell you what, man, it was hard. Like, I didn't think about it. Like, going across the stage as a competitor, you walk up there and you go up there and you get the crowd riled up, and then you go across the stage and you let the judges look at you. And then when you sit on the other side of that table and you got to be the one to judge it, you're like, I didn't think about the difference that it would be.
Is you miss all of the. It's fun. I always love being asked to judge. So that's not to say I find it an inconvenience in any way, but you miss all of the socialization and interaction because you're up there on that island with the other judges. You know what I mean? So it's a different event. It's a different things, and it's sometimes it's asking a favor of folks. So we definitely appreciate our judges for sure. Also, got to give a quick shout out and thank you to Crayon. He crafted all these trophies. He didn't hesitate. I don't know if you guys have ever hosted a comp, but the bigger it goes, the more trophies you need, and that's an overwhelming thing if you have to create them yourself. So it's a load off to not need to do that. Not only did he make them, the guy didn't take a dime for them. I tried to pay him separately aside from Bearded Hero. He wouldn't take it. Crayon's a stand-up dude, and I wouldn't be where I'm at without him. So shout out, man. Love you.
Yep. Big shout out to Crayon for doing that hard work. I've seen some of his work in the past, and like he's done some killer stuff. And for him to come through like that for Bearded Hero with a big undertaking that is, I'm excited to see the final product for those.
I'm so have to worry about him.
Right.
I think Jen feels we're super appreciative of all the help we're getting across the board. One other thing, as far as judging goes, while we were talking about it, it kind of relates. Our best in show that we mentioned earlier, it's not your traditional best in show, nor is it decided in probably what would be considered traditional means. Our best in show is going to be chosen, and always is, by a appreciate you, dude. Our best in show is going to be chosen by a mystery judge. You guys won't know who it is. We may not even all know who it is. And it's also not necessarily based upon how this person performs in the competition. Our best in show judge looks for the person who is an embodiment of bearding, someone who's personable, kind, having a good time with the evening, contributing to the event in a positive fashion. It hasn't always, maybe even ever, been somebody that won their category. So it could be anybody, and that applies to the judge as well.
That's awesome.
On, see what we're about. Enjoy yourself. Maybe you'll wind up best in show. Who knows?
So, one last question: who's going to be your MC?
So I don't know him personally. This will be a first for me as well, but it's a friend of Jen's from California now. I want to say his name is Derek or Darren, and I don't know his last name. I'm spacing. Maybe Jen can tell you real quick. She comments. But making the trip cross country, again, a lot of people are willing and eager to do this kind of stuff, and we're grateful for it. But there
Eric
you go.
Dowdy.
There it is. From an organization or organized standpoint, man, when you're asking people to do this stuff, you're really asking a favor from folks. So we're grateful for all this help.
Wish you could make it too, Johnny.
Yeah, we've got one more little project we're working on with Johnny that as soon as we got something to show you, we'll announce. But we've got one more fundraiser planned, a way for folks who may not make it to contribute if they want. And as soon as we've got something, we'll show you. Watch for that. We love Johnny. You guys know what he's capable of.
Oh God, yeah. Speaking of which, Johnny, you should reach out if you still if you're looking for a partner on that wrestling show. So
that is still a thing, and he is still developing. I don't have a whole lot of details on that because I'm letting him run with things. But
Well,
for folks interested, watching, whatever, Johnny's going to do a pretty cool new show.
yeah.
Mostly centered around combat sports, but it looks like he's got a pretty vast knowledge of sports in general. So it might just be whatever's happening in sports, but
Yeah.
largely focused on wrestling, MMA, stuff like that. All types of wrestling, apparently. And man, they were chopping it up Sunday.
Yeah, I heard it was I caught bits of it, and then I got a text message from Taxi going, "You need to talk to Johnny." And I said, "What about?" And he said he's looking for a co-host for wrestling, and I've been a wrestling nut my entire life, so I was like, I don't know if I got time, but I was like, I'd make some time to talk to Johnny about it. But big shout out to Johnny Rodriguez for all he does in the community and for getting a new project started up. So
yeah, it's huge. One more little thing, I think, and I think then I got everything. Friday, I just brought at a different location than the Saturday event itself. So March 5th, or is it 4? That's Charlie's, which is formerly Solo Event Center in Fort Wayne. Friday night, the meet and greet will start at O'Sullivan's, little pub of sorts. I believe Jen said they sell beer by the bucket, so super beardo friendly, obviously. Uh, there's going to be a band of some sort there in that show, and there is no cover. They're prepared fellas running in. That'll start at 8, and then at 10, as is tradition, I'm told, will be a group show on the back patio. At that point, it'll be everybody there. You want to stay and enjoy it a little more, or Charlie, our host, will. So that could be another option for Friday evening if you're not feeling the pub thing or whatever the band is that's there. Good to see Miss Meg. So I just wanted to give folks the location and info on that as well. And I think that's all of my details.
is that all the bullet points that Jen left you?
Dude, Jen. I watched her interview last night and took some notes just to double check, and then I'm using my phone, right, so I can't refer back to the message she sent me with notes. So I had to prepare for this one, man, and I want to do her right. I'm telling you, man. Bearded Hero it's what this whole thing's about. The beard community. If you guys don't
100%.
know him, it's not because I'm a member that I'm telling you this. You guys should get to know him.
I am actually I'm very happy, and I know I've said it to you a couple of times in our conversations, but congratulations once again on being put to the board with Bearded Hero. I know that you were kind of taken back by the whole thing, but
Yeah, man.
it is well deserved.
It still shakes me up. I'm not gonna lie. Jen is one of my bearding heroes. She has been. Russ Nagel introduced me to Jen way back in. How it had to be one of the probably like Bearded Hero 2 or 3, I guess, because it was 2018, maybe 2019. I don't know. It's been a while ago. It was before COVID, a couple years, and immediately was drawn to her and Brad. They're great. They do great work. Topanga, their daughter, is brought up the same way. It's an amazing family, man. They're on a mission, spreading the good and bringing everybody together, and it's good stuff for sure.
Oh yeah, man. So I know that you guys are going to be talking about this more and more on your show, which goes on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, sitting on Sundays with our good friend here, Mr. Nomad, and of course Crayon, aka Chris Parent. If you guys have not got a chance to check out their show yet over on the Bearded Family Network, make sure you do. Check out all the shows that they've got over on their network right now, guys. They got a great lineup going, and they always have fun.
So it said parental advisory. Be warned, man.
It is not
wild.
safe for work. So.
But yeah, we're always looking for new friends and more ways to have fun. And hell, man, we've been giving back. Chris and I have found some crazy support, and we love each one of those wild bastards that watches every week. Couldn't do it without any. Well, hopefully,
I'll have to check out the show.
I hope you're able to make it up to Fort Wayne and surprise us, man.
Well, we will see. Right now, it is up in the air. I'm going to do my best to be there, just because I want to come out there and show support. Even if I don't compete, I just want to come out there and socialize and see friends and help support a great cause. The great causes that you guys are supporting with this. So we will definitely see what happens. So
did I tell? And I don't think did I tell you about the mystery category? Did we talk about that?
No, we haven't.
Jen will kill me if I don't at least mention it a little bit. So that's one of our other unique categories. We talked about Joe Dirt. We talked about Speedo. Bearded Hero mystery category. We can't give you details on exactly what it is, but to participate, and I've got some notes here somewhere, I swear, but I'm totally at a loss. You got to have a phone. You have to be personable, and you need to have the capability of taking pictures. I don't think you need facial hair for that one. So people who would normally be spectating, it's a cool way to get involved. We won't tell you exactly what is required of you until competition starts, though.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've done it myself before, so obviously it's not too extreme because I'm still here. So you just got to be a little adventurous and want to have some fun. Yes, $20. You're right, Jen. $20 to get in, spectator or competitor. You can compete in multiple categories. I believe it was $5 for the second category, or any additional if you'd like to compete in all the categories. We'd love to see that.
That's awesome.
Interesting. We'll also have some Bearded Hero swag for sale. Super, super cheap deals too, because we've got some shirts from last event. Talking $5, get yourself a Bearded Hero shirt. Support some charity.
Yes, sir. Jennifer, I'm going to have you on the show at some point if you're ever willing to come on. I'd like to get the whole origin story of Bearded Hero at some point.
Jen's got stories galore, I'll bet you. She's been around for a while. I'm tell you what, man, Jen's one of the OG Whiskerinas too.
Haley would love to pick your brain then.
Pretty incredible stuff.
All right, man. Well, I would absolutely love. We can talk more after. We can talk more after in game. Maybe we can get some time in April and get a sit down conversation. So we got to get together and just do a fun one. Yes, I know Andrew's mentioned it a few times. We can't forget to talk about, of course, what's coming up in June.
It's going to be a big one.
You guys are a big part of that one as well.
I mean, that's the Sinners. The Sinners, particularly PA, especially Chris and Quentin, who are watching tonight. I got a little hand in this one, I'm not going to lie, mostly because I wanted to help out. But that's going to be another one, it's going to be worth a segment itself. There's a lot of stuff to talk about there. If you're not planning on West Virginia trip in June, you probably should be.
Now, that one I'm already booked for. That one I booked as soon as the dates got announced. I booked at the Skyline for that one. So
everybody's going to be glad they did, I believe. That's for sure.
Yeah. So
we'll save the details for your guests for a later date. You can have Mr. Hall or Mr. Parent come on and talk to you about them.
I might just go ahead and bring them both on at some point.
Yeah, I mean, two better than one, right?
I've had you on here a couple times. I haven't had Chris on here yet. So
Chris likes to be on shows, so I don't think it'd be that hard to get him on.
No, I'd say not. Maybe we'll set that up. I actually have been talking to Chris Hall anyway because he is representing Beard Mob for Kentucky Whisker Society. So,
all right.
But anyway, man, full panel party. I think that'd be fun. Like all of us get together and just have one big sit down show and just talk. I think.
Who knows what you can do in West Virginia when everybody's there, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, we did a live one from the reunion last year that was pretty cool. We had Mr. Grenner with us. And
I remember watching that. It was a great episode.
One of the first ones. It's a different broadcast experience, but fun. All right, man. Well, we appreciate you for sure. The more word
Not
we
a
can
problem,
get out,
man.
the better, obviously, and hopefully we'll see all you folks there. If we don't, we obviously understand, and we appreciate you thinking of us. Again, keep your eyes peeled for an opportunity to help donate de facto coming in the next.
I will keep it out and make sure that we get it shared out to the page as well.
We appreciate
Billy,
it.
thank you so much, sir, for coming on tonight, man. I know you need to get ready for kind of getting relaxed for work and whatnot.
It's bedtime. I'm already in bed, man.
So, mad love, brother. Have a great night,
Appreciate
and thank you again.
All the best, bro.
See ya. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Had some new faces on there. What's up, Shannon? Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I wanted to go ahead and make sure that we got something in the month of March going into Endgame because it is the last one. I wanted to make sure that we gave. I know we've been plugging it for months, but I wanted to get somebody on here to talk, and I have to set up something with Jen and get her on here to kind of talk about the origin story behind Bearded Hero. Because the more and more I dig into it, the more and more I get interested in getting the origin story. So keep an eye out for that. We'll have to get Jen on here so we can talk further. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our cleanup, guys. Going to make this a pretty easy night for everybody. Of course, wearing one of my Boston Scullies. Bearded Rook for 15% off on the website. They've been releasing all sorts of St. Patty's hats. Tomorrow they are releasing the Lucky, which is an 8-panel, which I'd have waited for the 8-panel because that's my favorite. But a green one and a white one will be releasing at noon tomorrow. So definitely get a chance to check that out. Going in, of course, this weekend, we have got Mob Fest 6 going on. A lot of people are already starting to make that travel down. If you guys are, please be safe on the roads. There's some nasty storms that are passing through the southeast. That is definitely going to make things a little complicated for people. So please be safe on your trips. And if you guys are going this weekend, have fun and give Boo and Yukon a big hug for me. Send me pictures. Send it to the Bearding Without Borders page. Moving forward from there, of course, we have got the out in Vegas going on. We have the Battleborn competition put on by the Sin City Beard Coalition, hosted, of course, by Honest Amish. This comp we've been talking about, we'll actually have Mr. Patrick Dawson on the show here in a couple weeks, the week before they do it, which will be, of course, on March 25th. Definitely get a chance if you're out there, hit it and grab it. Jeff, please be safe out there, brother. And congrats, Jared, on your first Scully. So, and then, of course, March 25th here in our neck of the woods up in Indiana, we have Bearded Hero Endgame, which we just finished talking about, put on by Bearded Hero. This will be the last competition before they start shifting focus and going back towards doing more charitable stuff on a different level. You guys, if you can't make it, you're going to sorely regret it. And trust me, because I understand, I can speak from experience, because at the current moment, it looks like we're not going to make it. But keep an eye out for that. April 1st, Hiram's Beard Club up in Indiana, Clash of the Bewhiskered. That one is got a great lineup. It's got a great judges panel. And we will be having Mr. Keith Hammonds from Hiram's Beard Club on the show next week to talk more and more about that. I'm super excited to have him on. Moving from there, on April 8th, I myself will be in Syracuse for the Wallach's Beard Mustache competition or contest, however you want to put it, going on. And it's hosted, of course, by Honest Amish, April 8th up in Syracuse, New York. Got another great judges panel. You'll have to take a look and see what's going on there, guys. And I'll actually have somebody from them on the show sometime here in the next few weeks. So keep your eyes out. Going in, really, I think, going into April, towards the end of April, we have Whisker Roundup put on by the Wicked Whiskers, April 22nd, out in Leadington, Missouri. It's going to be a great time. If you guys have not had a chance to check out, Holby has been really pushing this show out real hard, and we are super excited to help promote it as much as possible because honestly, the categories, the judges panel, everybody that's going to be there, it's going to be a great time. If you get a chance, please make it out there for that for sure. And then, of course, June. We were just talking about this as well. Appalachian Beard Fest Part 2, put on by Beard Mob, West Virginia, sponsored by Mad Viking Beard Company. This competition is going to be great, and we'll be getting somebody on the show in April to talk about this. June 3rd, 2023. It's an FHL comp. I believe it should start hitting FHL here soon if it hasn't already, so you guys can go on there and start registering. But it'll be in Gent, not Ghent, because I got yelled at by Chris Hall about this. Gent, West Virginia. And it's based on everything that I've been kind of seeing sneak peeks of. You're not going to want to miss this competition. Also, be on the lookout for some things that we don't have listed yet, but there might be some new things coming up in June as well. More details on that next week. But going on in July, we have Mad Viking Indiana, which is now defunct. It is actually going to be the Hoosier Beard Alliance bowling, charity bowling. We have not changed the logo on that, so I apologize to Mad Viking or to the Hoosiers on that. So I apologize. The Hoosier Beard Alliance, July 15th in Jasper, Indiana, will be doing a bowling competition for charity. Please check that out. I will share that out. Don't forget, from our guest tonight, Mr. Timothy Olcott from Mad Viking, Florida, they are doing the challenge coins. It's $15 shipped, and their PayPal is mad.viking.fla@gmail.com to go ahead and get you one of those, and the proceeds are going to go and help pull that back up here. Again, I don't want to say the name wrong here. Just pull these challenge coins back up. Yeah, the St. Michael's Soldiers. I just wanted to make sure I said it correctly before I butchered that all to hell. So with that, guys, that's going to be the show tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's always fun to have you guys, come in and comment in the feed so we can kind of try to talk to everybody. But with that, I'm going to leave you with, like I always do, make sure that you always leave things better than how you found them, and keep pushing forward to leave a legacy. Have a great night.